All right, it's time for another hour of chilling in interceptors. Yeah, quack.
I see that you're streaming.
Yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch. Um, yeah, I'm. This is a SIG activity, okay? Not expecting anybody else to show up or anything, but I gotta do it, I guess, and then recruit people, and then get them to copy me. I'm sending one interceptor to each system. I'm just going to sit on the ESS and cloak. Um, and scare them off. Because this is me chilling, you know. This is a chill fleet. My only task is to be in the system and either suppress ISK making by making them run away, or by having them make ISK while I'm here, and then from time to time I can randomly fly and tackle them. And when I do that, I will have my other account also fly to the first one and become secondary tackle. It'll arrive within 1 or 2 minutes of the first tackler. I've already done this once today, so I can't pay myself again. But even if you achieve nothing, it's still worth 100 million. And you don't really need to do very much, right? Because all we need to do, like the job just is to be ready to tackle them and be ready to join somebody else who is tackling, if that happens. And the rest of the time we can watch something like StarCraft, which I'm gonna do now. So I've moved my second account also to the ESS in another system.
Hey guys, Artosis here, and I'm going to be
There's an Ishtar right here.
Type of cast today, something I haven't tried.
I have an Ishtar on D-scan.
This is actually going to be a cast of a game that I have already seen. In fact, I've watched this replay probably 5 times. This in the top right is fantasy, and in the top left,
you can't cloak within 100 kilometers of the ESS gate.
Has been pretty active lately.
Apparently, I just learned.
Gamers 8 and all that, and we're all kind of hoping that he returns to the pro scene in 2024.
Yeah, so
is just a very
I've suppressed Ishtars over there and Ishtars on my first account right now.
If he qualifies,
even though I'm not doing anything.
He's on the radar, right? So, anyways, my idea here was, well, this game I just love.
Yeah, this is me being a chiller. So I'm positioned here, and also here.
I'm really excited to see the different way in which he plays because it really is so different from the other two.
And I would like to have
this particular game is my favorite fantasy game.
6 people like this. We can all fly in like a Tyrannus or something, like an interceptor that can actually do some DPS, right? If one of us finds something, we all just start flying to the guy who found something.
That made me really excited about it. And of course, guys, please.
And we don't need to be in Eve constantly. What we will do is we will go to positions, we will cloak, then everybody can play another game. You know, like your Conqueror's Blade, or I can watch StarCraft or something, right? Or play a turn-based game like Quasimorph or Caves of Kuda or whatever, right? And then maybe every 10-15 minutes, we just flip a coin, and then if the coin lands, you know, a particular way, then we try. We all try to see if we can tackle somebody in our system. And whoever gets one, you know, he's the winner. You know, he is the chiller. So he will get half the reward, and then everybody else will fly over, and they're trying to get on the kill because then they'll share the killer reward, which is the other half of the reward. Yeah, that's the idea. And if I don't find enough content, I would like to find one person every 30 minutes, because that's what you need to keep a Blops gang, you know, nice and fed, right? If I don't find a target every 30 minutes, doing it with just me with 2 accounts, then what I learn is that I need to get another recruit. So that means I need to offer to talk to somebody who joined, like this guy, for example. I need to get this guy interviewed and see if he's interested, and if there's nobody to talk to, then I need to send out more spam email to find somebody, right? So that's how we're gonna go. We're just gonna we're gonna do the SIG right now, and if we don't get enough stuff, then we need to get more people, and then we're gonna go do that. Repeat that in a cycle until we get it working. I will pay 5 billion for every recruit, and I'll also pay 5 billion to the recruit. How I do it is On your first day of activity, I pay 100 million ISK. On the second day, I pay 99. On the next day, I pay 98, right? So the recruit gets money in a way that's front-loaded. And then the person who recruited them, they get it the other way around. So they get 0 on the first day, and they get 1 million on the next day, 2 million on the one after that, and so on. The recruiter is incentivized to find actually promising recruits. And people who do join are more likely to stay, because especially in the beginning, they're being paid a lot. And hopefully by the time those payments drop off, they'll have discovered that they like it.
I find like a real gem. But obviously this is going to be kind of more explanatory, right? It's just the way it has
every 10 minutes I'm gonna roll a dice.
It would be pretty bad. Anyways,
we'll pick a random time.
We have here it's Polypoid
that we're gonna go active on
the top right, and he is going for a gaseous expansion.
It's a new Batman villain.
Put the barracks down
it's
here.
it's
Depot,
Dice Face, dude.
just expand quickly. He's going ahead and scouting.
You get to live, especially if you get a critical. If you could roll a 20 on his dodecahedron, dude, he lets you live, man, and he gives you like $10,000.
A lot of times a build like this will just turn into a very
15 or above.
We'll see
Depends on how he's feeling that day.
Gas he wants to bank and all that as well.
Eliminates the entire part of the character.
Yeah, just going to go ahead and scout.
Depends on how he's feeling that day.
Fantasy right now, he will go around instead of end scout because there's really no reason to end scout when you're going for a gasless expansion, right? Like you just want to find each base as quickly as possible. Now, the depot going up. First scout will be from Protoss.
I did the wrong type.
Not even a single Marine yet. So obviously that's something that could be a problem if there was like already Zealots on the way or something. Like for instance, if he had gone 2 center gateways and Zealots, he would have.
I can't recruit within the Imperium.
Just to throw
and
that
have to show
out
up for
there.
10 bleats.
Obviously, that is not going to be a very good build most of the
can't
time.
recruit within the Imperium? Well, you can't send spam email, but I'm pretty sure you can talk to the people you run into.
And Air over here going to go ahead.
Does it seem like I run into a lot of people in run?
Started range, just getting that next up as quickly as
yes,
possible.
and then they run in the opposite direction.
75% of the way done when this starts.
But,
I like your joke, but I just don't. I don't really play much.
Dragoon. You know, this is like a pretty standard Nexus timing. It's a pretty popular build where you just kind of.
You might want to get them to specify, you know, if it's
you can get range afterwards.
if it's no recruiting
not going
for the SIG within the Imperium, or if it's just no spam emails.
Pretty sure it's spam email.
And you can see already his gas.
I'm just saying it's
from a lot of Terran players. He has 2 SCVs in the gas right now. He actually balances his economy way different than I normally see players do. With this type of gas.
At this point with Elm, I'd be like, you gotta be specific. Pacific. You gotta be Pacific, man. Don't be Atlantic. Be Pacific. Please.
That'll show. We'll see why.
At a later date, I don't want to hear. Well, that's illegal too.
Going up, still no range for the Dragoons here as Air continues to try to chase down this SCV. Just wants to kill that off and keep Fantasy as much in the.
I'm on the ESS. ESS is cloaked.
Right after that first
and
SCV, the gasless expansion generally doesn't.
We're gonna go at 21 minutes, which is not gonna be in this game because this video is short.
Even done, and the academy gets started.
I guess it'll be in the next one.
Just one thing to note about how early this academy was. It was about 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and you can see here the armory starting as soon as the factory is done. So this is an upgrade Terran build. That is basically the quickest armory you ever see is 4 minutes 30 seconds. But the timing of this academy specifically at about 4:15 will ready for the quickest DT. So that's
this is what it means to be that chiller as you
to have scans for that DT. Also, a starport gets started right away, so you can see here why that second gas.
We're gonna just be here.
Fantasy is because he's spending a lot of gas.
And at some time, we're gonna go and tackle something.
Between the 2 comms.
But in the meantime, you know, people can play another video game if they want or whatever, you know? Like, they're not... This isn't a fleet in the sense that, like, you need to wake up, you know? Like it's nothing's gonna suddenly happen, you know?
In his main base, okay?
We're gonna be...
So that's not, like,
chilling here until it's go time, and then we all go, and then we either get nothing, in which case it's back to chilling for like a randomly generated amount of time, or it's somebody gets something, and then whoever gets something first, everybody flies to that guy. We're gonna kill that guy.
And goes into a control tower. So
and whoever gets something, he gets the chiller role for the purpose of that kill, and everybody else becomes killers. So all the killers who get on the kill mail, they're splitting the pay, and then the chiller gets his share. You know, like so. So first we're splitting between the roles, like killer and chiller ratio, depending on supply and demand of killers and chillers, right? And then secondly, since there's going to be multiple killers, they gotta share it amongst themselves.
I found really interesting. Okay, the observer gets in obviously no problem as he went for comsat instead of turrets. But the thing that's a problem here is, look, the observer comes up and it sees the starport, and he knows right now that there's a dropship making. So when Protoss knows a dropship is making, the dropship can't do anything because they just spread their goons in the correct locations. Look,
not fleet. Can you?
In the natural to defend, he moves goons in here to defend.
What is the covert op ship like? What can you put on it?
Third base. Honestly, what Air has scouted here is an upgrade Terran. The factories aren't super fast, and he sees a dropship. So when you put all of that together, it's not likely the dropship will do any damage. So what does Fantasy pick up here? He throws in a siege tank and 2 vultures, and he goes out around everything. He knows that there will be nothing in this bottom half of the map because it doesn't make sense, right? The game is being played in the top half of the map right now. So he's going to fly over here, and he's going to check for an additional...
Galente won't have drones by any chance?
This is most likely the base that's taken for the third. It's a very good...
5.
So look at this. He drops everything out for a moment. Oof. Picks up the siege tank again, lays the
only 5.
Has like,
getting speed.
I think it has like the 5 bandwidth.
Mining. Now again, if you look, there's dragoons everywhere to stop this dropship, except not this one location. So he finds a spot, nails 3 probes there with 1 volley, lays a few mines so his tank can't be picked off immediately. The observer is coming over to try to catch him.
Yeah, I guess the anathema
light drone.
Okay, so
it only has 3 high slots anyway. I was gonna say it has 4 weapon slots, but it doesn't matter because there's only 3 high slots.
Which is not huge, but he doesn't need any of this at home, right? Like, he's got plenty at home. He's not going to be attacked. His opponent is doing a very economic play. And then watch what he does. This is one of the parts that most impressed me in this game. He sets up over here, right? So he cleared out, I mean, he put a mine here, did some harass, and now drops over here. So this is something that you need, like a drop, a shuttle, or a ton of units to clear out. So he just sits here and says, okay, we're going to deny these bases down here for now while I'm doing things at home. In the meantime, at home, just continuing forward with his upgrades, continuing to grab factories, up to 5 factories already. And you can see +2 gets started. Fantasy skips the second armory so that he can produce 2 factory siege tanks as well as Goliath range. If you have that second armory, your gas is getting extremely low at that point. So he's focusing more heavily on getting his siege tank count out. There was a little vulture run by here. Wasn't super impactful, didn't kill a whole lot. Missed that because I'm trying to explain this other part that's actually a bit more important. So you don't generally see 1 armory upgrade Terran like this. So that's kind of interesting. Now look at this. The observer sees this base up. Oh God, this part is so interesting to me as well. Look at this. Okay, he's got some mines here. He's got some mines here. He's got a really reasonably sized army, and he just expands 0 defense. 0. The other thing, don't forget, there is still a dropship out there. Now, he starts to come up onto the high ground. Here is this army moving forward, right? Air sees that there's a base here. There's no setup, so he starts to come up, but Fantasy meets him here. Make sure he can't drop on top. He knows that the Zealot transition hasn't occurred yet. It's mostly Dragoons, and he is going to just slaughter these goons as they try to walk up. So suddenly, if you look at the army here from Protoss, not looking so hot. He saw this undefended base, decided to go forward, and not able to really get there. Now, you might be saying, okay, well, what if we walk all the way around? Well, honestly, we have a decent amount of factories from Fantasy. We have that dropship still, and we have this more forward army. So if you do start to walk around, there is the chance for maybe a counterattack. Now, this dropship goes out to scout some with these vultures, goes ahead, drops them off. He's checking. It's like, okay, well, you have this base. Gonna harass just lightly. Some probes are being...
Am I the guppy?
Maybe you get a few. It looks like he's gonna kill 3 probes total, maybe, with this. But that dropship that we haven't been thinking about for a while, you know, he's still denying these bases. Not that they've been taken yet, but this is a good denial move. And now the 2 vultures cause a lot of lost time as well as 3 more probe kills. So really great usage of this. Now, he's just going to fly this dropship to the side. Some more vultures coming down. You can see right now this little group that he's walking around with, he was looking for any observers that might be watching his movement in the center. So clearing observers, rallying his units up here. He's got the 5 factories. He's got the new base up. He's even taking the gas so he can buy those more sophisticated units. Lays mines here, lays mines here. And you can see the map awareness that Fantasy has. Is there an opportunity for his opponent to hit this base? Well, Fantasy decides, you know what, if he's going to hit it, it's going to be through some sort of drop play. So he sends the Goliaths, he lays a few mines. So now he has some light defense there, but not very supply intensive, not having to build like a bunch of missile turrets or something like that. There's early into the game. Honestly, I could see him maybe adding a couple factories at this point, but he's getting 4 bases off of 5 factories. He's had great map vision for the majority of this game. Vulture's still kind of running around a little bit. You can see another little group up here just trying to snipe whatever they can. It's like, oh, is this Zealot heavy? Okay, well, let's do a little bit of damage, just laying mines out. But of course, all these vultures can escape at any time, right? This is the one unit Terran can actually run away from everything in the game. So he is up here and poking and prodding, and then it's like, okay, well, maybe I lost 1 or 2 vultures, but was totally worth, can run back, reinforce this main army here. So throughout this, like, he still has the dropship out here. There's still some sort of threat there. Look at this. He's still out here hunting observers, by the way, which is kind of cool. Now, obviously, you don't want to, like, lose that. This is a situation where it feels like he might have gone a little bit too deep, but making sure that observer count stays down, it's going to make it harder for air to go over here and actually clear through and attack this base. And don't forget, if he attacks this...
They have totally abandoned the other system I put my character in.
Fantasy starting to push a little bit.
I'm going to move it on the other screen.
And it's just, this positional play is unreal. It's unbelievable how smart all of this play is that we're watching here, right? So even this, he's cut off this entire area for movement. So for Fantasy right now, it's like, well, you can play up here, right? This general area is safe right now for him. He is vulturating a little bit, just taking out any zealots that he can. But this area is playable. And other than that, you can come down here. Now, if you come down here, are you going to come across and try to attack up? Not a good play. Are you going to go around this way? Okay, well, if you try to attack towards the main, he has mines to watch. If not, you can go up here, but he can just kind of run his SCVs out to the north while he counterattacks into your 3rd base. So this setup is just unbelievable. You can see, look at this, how he's kind of bending. He's saying, yeah, you want to go around? You want to go around me? Go around the long way, right? He has just enough here. So right now, Fantasy controls this entire area. Not attacking yet. It's not the right time to attack. He's at 169 supply against 200. There's no reason. He can just continue to macro up, get more units out here, and attack at the perfect time. He has complete control of the game. He knows everything going on. This siege tank is still denying these 2 bases. And look at this. Air decides, okay, well, we have to do something. I'm maxed. I'm not going to get a better army than this right now. Attacks forward into Fantasy, but Fantasy is pre-spread in a beautiful position. A ton of +2 siege tanks, almost +3. The Psy Storm's not doing that much, even utilizing some of the defense matrices to keep those alive. And you can see Fantasy is going to be able to hold this rather easily. That's like the whole army of Protoss. GG is called, and I gotta say, like, for me, I've watched a lot of Fantasy games since he came back, but I feel like this game shows that different type of skill set, that different way that he plays more clearly than any other game I've seen from him since we've found his IDs and seen him return. So guys, I hope that you enjoy this very different type of commentary. It's definitely
All right, we're going at 6 minutes.
Hey guys, welcome back to Artosis Cast. Hey guys, welcome back to Artosis Casts. This is going to be a pretty fun game, I'm hoping. This is Jadong here in the top right. Always a pleasure to see his plays. And he's going to be going against one of the best ladder players in the world. This is Tengu. If you don't know who Tengu is, he is very oftentimes top 10 on the ladder. especially very recently. He's in very good shape, plays all the time, hasn't been in ASL yet. He's another guy very much like Ride Sky, who I've casted a lot on the channel, where it's like, okay, this is one of those Terrans that, you know, in the next few years very likely will become an ASL regular, but, you know, there's a pretty long list of those where...
I've killed this guy many times.
6 guys from
Toledo, whatever.
These guys are right up at the top, super high level, but haven't...
I've gotten this guy a few times.
...yet into that
What are you talking
complete
to?
stardom that is ASL.
This guy, Toledo.
So yeah,
Toledosis.
Taylor is going to be mechanically very, very strong, which I think can be a problem for Jaedong, right? He's
Gonna tackle him too.
definitely one of the best players in the world right now. But when I say that, he's like, where would we rank Jaedong? Maybe top 16, something like that. You know, we were very used to Jaedong being top 2 in the world for many, many years. But yeah, at this point, it's like, okay, well, he's a top player, but he's not like a light or a snow, right? He's not like a mini or a rush or you know, a sulky. Not quite that level, but very, very good. You know, someone that we're always seeing in ASL, always seeing win against the other top pros, not with the same like 100% solidity that you might see from someone like Sulky, right? So anyways, taking a look at this game, we're on Retro. It is going to be a wall against a hatchery first. He's not going to scout him first, so it should be double depot with a slightly slower command center. And yeah, I mean, this is kind of a standard opener, not a whole lot to talk about here. So I will take this moment to say thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for hitting that like button, for subscribing, and for leaving comments. And yeah, let me know.
Your stream is just showing StarCraft.
I know.
Daily.
This is a chill fleet. This is what you do when you're chilling. It's go time at 6 minutes.
Specifically, I can look into see what's...
I flipped a coin, okay? Are we going to go in the first 10 minutes? Yes, no, no. Next 10 minutes? Yes, no, no. Next 10 minutes? Yes. What time? 6 minutes.
And if you would like to, the link...
And the last match was, no, 21 minutes. The last match was like 15. 6 minutes, 6 minutes on this one. And we're going.
If you lose one of your initial workers, it actually can tilt you quite a bit. You can see that he's kind of slowed down here a little bit. His depot does supply block him slightly, so he can't start the next Marine. And you can see, right...
I need people who want to chill.
This command center a little bit late, right? 150 extra minerals.
I need lots of characters, you know.
A little bit because of that drone. So that was a very good opener there from Jaedong.
Many characters who want to just chill out
Normal 2-hatch layer type
until suddenly it's go time, and then everybody makes an attempt to tackle somebody.
To see right now.
And then we call out who gets one, and then everybody flies to that system.
No second gas yet, nor should he
And we kill the guy.
expect there to be one. Jaedong is getting speed, as we can see, so that speed upgrade, that doesn't mean he'll make a lot of lings. I would say most likely he won't because of the wall. It's just almost impossible to break through walls with speedlings. You have to have such an overwhelming amount that it becomes completely all in. But having a smaller amount can be good, whether you're trying to catch the SCV, whether sometimes what you'll do is you'll wait for the Marines and medics to walk out and you do a counterattack. You know, occasionally you'll see a move like making a bunch and then just trying to surround and end the game if an attack comes out. On Tengu's side, that's not going to happen because he's actually going for a very quick +1 build with this engineering bay. And when you're getting that very quick +1 build, your stim is going to be a little bit later, and your second barracks is going to be a lot later. So you're just not going to have the units you need to move out and put any pressure upon your opponent. Now Tengu is going to start adding those Raxes in a moment here. He'll probably go up to 4 barracks, but we'll see. You know, there are a lot of ways you can play this. You can play 3, 4, or 5 barracks against 2 hatchery with a walled-in +1 opener like Tengu has. My guess is it'll be 4. 4 is kind of the sweet spot for that. Jaedong, we can see, you know, he did end up getting speed, but also is going for the 3rd hatch in the main base. You know, that's one thing that I feel like has changed recently. For a long time, if you were getting quick speed, the 3rd hatchery would be at another base. And the speed would allow you to kind of prevent Terran from killing that base, right? More recently, it's almost always 3rd hatch, like in the main base for Zerg. It's super common. I feel like people still get speed with it as well, whereas they used to instead get like a sunken if they needed it. Anyways, Comsat's going up. Stim is on the way. +1 still going. Looks like he misplaced a turret that blocked one of his SCVs. Oops! And yeah, it looks like he is going up to that 4 barracks play, as you can see here. Missile turrets being made here right on the last second before these mutalisks are going to be popping out. +1 attack on the way for Jaedong as well. So that shows us that he wants to go pretty heavy as far as harassment goes. Now he has an additional drone going out for a 3rd base. Oh, is he going to take the natural? I've seen Jaedong do this a fair amount. And, you know, there's a little bit of risk in here. A little bit of risk. If you take the main base, it's much more defensive.
Go time. Oh, the guy is gone now. Can't really admit what I'm doing. I'll say it's not false. But yeah, there's nothing over there. Just blindly warp to the place. Nah, nothing. Well, we've done our, that's our job. Yeah, see if we found something. My dog wants to be walked. But I can just do that. We're just chilling anyway. Alright, first 10 minutes, no. Second 10 minutes, no. So we're on 25. So 25 minutes from now, we're gonna go. And that's on the hour. Gives me time to walk my dog anyway. But yeah, you see, if you're watching, like, this is what I want, okay? I want lots of people, lots of characters who can do this. Because it's when I'm doing it, they just leave the system, right? Like they just move, right? Like the miner guy, he was here and then he left, right? Like a few minutes later, he's like, oh fuck, it's the guy that killed me a few times, right? But imagine that we had like 10 characters. We could cover like 10 systems or something, or whatever. Actually, I guess these ansiblexes sort of imply that all of this is owned by like one group, right? Because they're allowing jumps between them. I guess maybe this is not the easiest place in the world to attack, because they might be somewhat large, actually. Whatever. The idea is that it's not so easy to just run away if we have one guy per system or something like that. Then this becomes like a big problem to deal with, even though it's just a fucking interceptor. Yeah, you need a. I was gonna say, you need a thick skin maybe to do this because everybody's laughing at you in the beginning. Or maybe thick skin is the wrong. Well, it's one of the ways, I guess. You could have a thick skin, or you could be powered by spite, or you could be. I guess you could just. I guess you would you would say conviction, right? Like that. Like you're pretty sure you'll find a way to succeed eventually, right? That's the that last one is mostly me. Not necessarily sure how I'm gonna do it, but I'm sure there are ways to do it, right? Since other people have done it, and then I'll just keep trying until I find one that works.
And like 2 lurkers can basically defend right here against like tons of Marines and medics. If you take this, it's a little bit closer to walk to, and it's more wide open. So it's more likely that you'll need like 3 lurkers and 2 sunkens. And it's just like, it's easier for Terran to put pressure on there. But if you're able to hold this, if Terran tries to bust this and they fail, you're going to win the game because you get that 4th base for free. If they don't try to bust it, well, still, you get a 4th base for free, which is pretty sick. So right now, Tengu, he's massing up reasonably well. We'll see. He should start that factory very, very soon. He's got an okay turret spread. It's not super heavy on turrets. Jadong going to come in and, well, he's already made 1 pass, not really finding much damage as of yet. Tengu moving out onto the map. Factory is on the way in good time, too. Very well timed out. I believe we already have the range attack upgrade going, or already finished, I believe, here for Tengu. You generally don't want to leave it till this late when you're going for that +1 build. He does start that +1 armor as well. He's got a very healthy amount of Marines. And this is where Tengu is going to want to come back, regroup his Marines, like rally into them, right? Make his group a bit bigger, and then really pressure. So you're basically looking for 3 to 5 medics and 20-ish Marines with +1 in stim and range. And once you have all of that, it becomes really scary for Zerg. Now, Jadong has a full group of mutas here. He kills both the turrets at the natural and will fly out just for a moment. There is a group for Tengu going up the map. But if Jadong goes up to deal with this, this will die relatively quickly. Generally, like I said, you really want 20 Marines in there. This is 12. See? One group is 12. So this group, Jadong should jump on right away. Like, this is free Marine. Okay, here he comes. He brings down his Zealots and his Mutalisks, and he is going to be able to pick this off. Reinforcements come up, but just late. Just late. Jadong ends up losing, like, maybe 2 Mutalisks to kill that. He saves the medics, which is actually like probably the most important part here. So that was really good by Tengu, but also a good elimination there by Jadong. Again, you can hit like a critical mass with a Marine medic. That's a lot harder for Zerg to deal with. But instead, Tengu decided to walk out there. He didn't like the harassment that was happening to him. Jadong jumped on it, and Jadong is jumping once again. He loses a few more mutas because they were badly hurt, but eliminates the whole group. So, you know, definitely some expensive units that Jadong has lost, but I got to say, I like the way that he's played this because there's no pressure going to this base yet. None whatsoever. 4 lurkers are being made. They're all right here. He might actually bring these up and try to do like hold position lurkers because Tengu has no map presence right now. If Tengu was on the map, you know, he would have to be like making hydras and lurkers over here. You know, he'd have to have defensive positions set up in both locations. But because Jadong has very aggressively, and I would say very correctly, traded some of his Mutalisks to kill off those early bio groups, you can see Tengu is sitting very far back right now. 1 group of Marines, good amount of medics. He is making more. Doesn't even have that 20 Marines we were talking about quite yet. Just now hitting up into those numbers once again. The 4 lurkers come out. There was a scan, so he definitely saw the edge of those lurkers. He knows that there's lurkers nearby, and Jadong is going to run them home. I think that's the right play. Now you could
guess-
try to catch him in the middle, but the middle is big, so if you miss
I guess in a way, like, the length of the StarCraft game is a decent randomizer too, right?
but as I said,
I mean, I'm flipping a coin to choose to go 10 minutes ahead, right?
there is a
On
possibility
average, that gives you
and
20 minutes, and then I roll another dice to choose what minute to go for, right? So
is harassing with his mutas.
that's basically an average of 25, right?
Oh, Jaedong
A
actually
game of
rolls
StarCraft
over
is
there.
pretty similar
Scans and gets rid of it. So this
to
is
that
a problem. We've seen
average.
Jaedong have this exact issue before, where
I guess we could just skip all the coin stuff and just go with the.
he's losing a lot of drones here on this attack. The mutas are trying to come up to deal with this.
I get okay. Well, the average is the same, but I guess no game of StarCraft, lasts like
Man,
40 minutes, 50 minutes, right? So
in fact, his mutas all going to start falling as well. Tengu goes up the ramp, and you can see like
I guess
Tengu's
it
putting out
might be better to use the coin because
I think that he definitely overcommitted earlier into the
you
but to get this kill, you're gonna
you want to keep the enemy guessing, so it can be good to take a 50-minute break from time to time, make them think that you're AFK/harmless.
Should go to me. In the meantime, Jaedong did get a Nidus up, so he's going to be able to get more reinforcements over here. He's going to re-expand. He's got 28 drones. It's not that good, but he's going to have to make a big round of drones to try to repopulate that area. Tengu moving
It's go
out,
time.
Marines and medics.
Really, is it the gate? I thought it was the beacon.
Has some vessels added in now. Maybe Jaedong can pick off some of these vessels and buy himself some time. But if you're not killing vessels here,
Yeah, that's actually the end of the chill session.
to be able to win this game,
I did walk my dog, so
with the Defense Matrix Marine, and actually,
I guess it's time for one more hour.
targeting with his-
Chill.
See, this is so smart. Okay, Tengu tried a trick that's really good, Defense Matrix, to pull the Lurker Spines, but then Jaedong said, what? And he just targeted the Marine, the big Marine group, as opposed to let the Lurkers auto-fire. that's really funny. This is a long known move, is to Defense Matrix 1 to pull the spines and then attack, but Zerg needs to not retarget. I remember I had this exact moment come up in a tournament once many years ago against the late great in Control, and he laughed at me after the game because he just right-clicked his lurkers on my Marines coming up the ramp instead of the defense matrix one and killed everything. And it's just such a good move. Like the defense matrix move, if the Zerg isn't looking, you bust the area in a matter of seconds. But here, Jaedong with the excellent defense. He's got 3 more lurkers here. This is a big spread from Tengu, though. The triple lurker going to do well. Oh, the Dark Swarm goes down. So not going to be able to break through. He actually ended up only killing a single lurker there for all those Marines that died. He was close, though. Like, he was starting to deal damage to this second one. Man, that Jaedong with a very good defense twice. Okay, let's try to take stock of where we're at in this game now. Okay, dropships being loaded up. Really important part of this game. He's got a group here. This is actually a very important spot that you need to keep a group here on Retro because if the Zerg counterattacks, it's a very short path to get Darkstorm into your natural. Now, here go the vessels. It looks like only 3 vessels right now. Ooh, gets that Defiler, so that's kind of nice. Throws down the Darkstorm ahead of time. Secondary Darkstorm in that main base as well. Oh, he's bringing the Scourge over. He knows what's going on here. Double dropship going to try to come up. Look at this, attacking down, waiting for them to commit, and here come the Scourge. And in fact, goes and changes direction to hit a science vessel. In the meantime, the 3 lurkers absolutely clean up everything there for Tengu. He keeps 1 dropship alive, so he's going to continue to try to make this work. I think Jaedong is just going to have enough, though.
I just moved system and I found Kalidosis again.
He's macroing pretty heavily. He still has that Darkstorm. Doesn't actually realize...
Go to the ESS and chill out.
He actually just burrows there. I'm going to have to utilize this Nidus and get a lot of units up because it looks like Tengu actually has dropped off basically his entire army to the high ground. Oh, I think this move is going to be very strong from Tengu. I thought Jaedong would be able to stop it, but it seems like he rised a little bit too late. Going after this hatchery, that's all you're looking for is the hatchery kill. If you get the hatchery kill, well, he gets plagued and then tries to fight. And actually he does. He fights pretty darn well. A Zergling coming up. But if you get this hatchery, you are definitely ahead still. Okay, he ends up getting it. That's going to keep Jaedong on 3 bases only. Jaedong coming up, clearing through that Marine medic group. Still some vessels out here. In the meantime, that 3rd base has gone up for Tengu. Looking at Tengu's base, he's up to 7 barracks. He's got 2 engineering bays going, 2 starports going, getting a couple more dropships, in fact, as opposed to any more science vessels. And that can be good. You know, the dropships are something that can give you that asymmetric reward. But if Jaedong is able to block those, this is not the biggest vessel count. 4 vessels, that's not so many. Like you can kind of get enough lurkers and defilers. You're not looking at the end of the world. You know, if he's got 8 vessels alive right now, that's a very different game. It's a very different game. You're going to start seeing erasers on the drones. Scourge sometimes will be irradiated. Defense matrix fire bats, right? Irradiates on lurkers, on defilers. And that's going to be very tough. But he doesn't have that count right now. So Jaedong definitely still in this game. Double dropship going up across the map. Looks like Jaedong going to check bottom left. It looks like there was an SCV here. Oh, he misses it. I would love to see him just shift click out of Zergling here to stay to keep watch. Oh, maybe he's going to even leave a whole group. You know, right now Jaedong's defense, well, he's got a good amount of lurkers, but it looks like it's a lot of it links. Oh my god. I was looking more over here, but double Scourge come up and just end the 2 dropships. So that is now 20 supply basically gone for the 2 Scourge. Out comes the Defiler, gets a plague down on 4 of the 6 vessels currently on the map.
After this StarCraft game, I'm gonna make a DPS Scepter fit.
Gonna be trying to get some more drops out there.
Not that relevant yet, but once we have like 5-6 people.
Even in the top left, the scan goes down. He sees a couple of them. He's really got to make
people, I should say, characters.
In fact, he will.
Or what is it? Tunes, right?
Get that vessel count up.
That's what people say. And
to occasionally irradiate.
Tune.
Obviously, you don't want to lose the vessel to it. The idea is by irradiating the Scourge, you're also kind of saving the vessels.
Where is Tune from?
The dropships are what he is trying to clear room for. So up come the 2 dropships. By the way, no fire bats in here. No fire bats. It is technically always good in the later game to have fire bats, because you know that Zergling Defiler is the way that they're going to clean up a lot of this. Now, Plague goes down, Darkstorm goes down. Tengu simply runs out of it. Going to continue to try to push up towards that top left main base. Another great plague, another great Darkstorm goes down. So Tengu's drop not really going to end up doing that much. You know, he gets like a Defiler or two in there. More dropships getting ready to unload. Jaedong with some pretty good upgrades, but better upgrades here for Tengu, as you can see, right? He's got 3-2, and we have 1-2 here for Jaedong. Not sure if he actually has any on his lurkers. No plus range attack. It's not very common to see. Anyways, and here we go. Gonna go ahead and drop into that top left. Scourge coming over to try to help. Trying to surround as best he can with these Lings. The Fire Bats coming out really deal so much damage. You can see the difference between Fire Bats and Marines being dropped against these Zergling groups. And very, very strong stuff. Looks like he's going to go ahead, send an Eraser Vessel out here. Oh, God. Absolute craziness. Look at this. Oh, my God. Oh. Insanity. So much damage. In the meantime, the main hatchery in the top left will get picked off as well. The Defense Matrix Firebat making it impossible for these Zerglings to really engage at the moment. Yeah, that is about the scariest thing a Zergling could ever see. It's not an Archon. It's not a Reaver. It's this Defense Matrix Firebat with +3 attack. Anyways, it will get killed off by this Ultralisk as it comes in. And he will be able to clear this. Keeps that hatch alive.
in the other
Jaedong's third base.
I guess I'll show you.
Is just bleeding all over the map. Somehow he still has about 100.
We're being asked if we have killed your quota of MTUs yet.
I was actually glancing at the supply because, you know, there's that, well, I would call it an unspoken rule, but I talk about it all the time. When Zerg gets down in this matchup to about 70 supply, that is endgame right there, where it's like they are very close to death. 70 is like you barely can defend your bases through Niduses, right? Like that's it. But he's actually 30 above that. So, you know, he's actually got a very reasonably sized army. He's re-droning now. It looks like Tengu is trying to take another base. This group of Zerglings has just been sitting here. I think Jaedong expected stuff to come up here to try to expand, but the SCV was actually already up here. So that, we'll see. It might happen that SCVs get transferred here, and that's how he finds out, and then even more damage is dealt. So he might get lucky there. Oh, I heard it. Battle cruisers. They get plagued immediately. Now, how are you going to deal with the battle cruisers? Are we going to see Jaedong start throwing down spores? Are we going to see Hydras come out? Are we going to see Mutascourge? Because Scourge alone generally don't do that well, because they do get one-shotted by those BCs. Oh, another drop up into that main base, continuing to put that damage out. Really feels like Tengu is closing in on Jaedong right now, honestly. But then I look over at the supply and I'm like, that's not that bad. 115, 166 is Jaedong macroing like a hero. But like he's gonna be running out of everything. Look, depleted. Not quite. This is 2 minutes and 20 seconds of gas left. You know, the minerals are getting pretty low at both bases there. Obviously still plenty of gas over here. But he's actually got a fair amount of ultras on the map somehow. We'll see if those are going to be able to do anything. Battlecruisers, of course, a very good counter to Ultralisks. You know, they deal so much damage, the armor is almost ignored. Now, down comes a Defiler, and he's going to go ahead, throw down a Plague. Hits an okay amount. It was a single file, so doesn't get as much as maybe he wanted. And those Ultras are starting to be reduced. One very damaged one. 2 very damaged ones will be able to just barely get away, but those are going to fall very quickly in the next fight. And this did occur, by the way, where a group of SCs were sent, and the Lings find them. And yeah, it looks like he now realizes, oh, you tried to take a 4th base, and he will go down to punish. So at least that's one thing here for Jaedong that we can mention, right? Is that he's preventing the 4th base from Tengu. But unfortunately, his Ultralisks, like, he had a lot of them, and they're being reduced. And it's like you really do want to hit that critical mass where it's super hard for Terran to do anything. The Battlecruiser's hitting once again Jaedong's top left, but now he's got the Spores. Spores actually very good. They're so tanky. They deal so much damage so quickly here. As you can see, BCs don't really counter Spores at all. The Spores are a great way to keep BCs back. It really slows any progress that they could make, so one ends up dying there before Tengu pulls it back. He is denying this base. This base, I mean, Jaedong has tried to take this, what, 3-4 times already? Unable to hold it as of yet. A little bit of fights in the center here. Throws that Plague down as well. And actually, this Ultra definitely has potential to kill all this. Oh, gets the Vessels. kind of big kills still. Like, the vessels are still important. It does feel like Tengu is starting to run away with this game, especially with denying this base again. I feel like most Zergs would have left this game, like with the amount of times the 4th gas has been denied, because we are just about on the brink of no gas left. You know, at 23 minutes, this is going to be empty. And then what does Jaedong have? He'll have 1.5 geysers, basically. And not even for that long. Not even for that long. For another 4 minutes, and that's it. So really, like, if Jaedong does not secure this base, very, very soon, this game is going to end in Tengu's favor. Jaedong coming up with his defense of Ultra Ling. There is a battlecruiser in here, but brings in his Scourge and is able to pick that off. Very nice. And that actually gets cleaned really, really efficiently. But another army coming across the map for Tengu. Tengu, let's take a look. His production is actually the same as what it was before. He is running out of mineral patches a little bit, so he can't be too critical. He's keeping his money pretty well down. Some irradiates going down on these high-quality units. Ooh, a good plague. You know, irradiated ultras running into plagued units is hilarious because you can literally right-click them through the Marines. The splash damage of the irradiate kills everything. Because Defiler Plague takes you down to between 3 and 1 health. Right, so it's 3, 2, or 1 health is what it'll bring you down to, and irradiate deals its damage in groups bigger than that. So basically, yeah, if your units are plagued, irradiated ultras, literally you can right-click it through, and it'll just walk through everything. It'll all die. Anyways, the medics go up here. They block that ramp, so they're going to be able to pick off this one Ultralisk super, super fast. And Jaedong is, I mean, I like that he's trying to take 2 bases at once right now. If he can hold this base, it's going to be great, but it seems like we're very close to Tengu breaking everything. Some more lurkers come up. Actually, the lurkers are going to be super useful here. With all these medics, like the medics have been a big part of what has kept this army.
I'm really not a big fan of irradiating Ultralisks in general, unless it's unless you've flown your science vessels really far forward and you're irradiating them 20 seconds away from making contact with your army.
All going to be dying very soon.
Or something like that.
Oh, he's catching more vessels. A lot of fire bats being mixed in at this point. A very hurt dropship going across the map.
The Zerg stops building.
And, well,
if he stops building lurkers, and then you have too many science vessels compared to how many defilers you can irradiate, you can just use defense matrix to
he does have a lot of gas, but hard to macro that as well. Jaedong is sending a
get good use out of the
like he lost these other bases.
science vessel energy.
Supply 69, right? That's right at that level that I always talk about, 70 supply, where Zerg is barely hanging on, just on the edge of death. And that's what you're going to see here. There's just not a lot. There's like one very hurt lurker, a group of lings, and honestly, with this many fire bats, you can just stim up here and kill it. Oh, the Ultra comes to try to help. Hey, a couple of great pickoffs right there, that's for sure. And, well, this one lurker is being a hero. 13 kills at the moment. Finally, the fire bats will get up on top of that. And if he loses all these drones, I think that Jaedong is just going to GG. I got to tell you, some heroic defense this game, considering, like, Tengu killed this top left base so many times, and Jaedong battles, like, amazingly for about 24 minutes this game, despite being pretty darn far behind. And, you know, it felt like if he could have held that 4th base, even for, like, an additional 2 minutes above what he did, I think that may have shifted the outcome of this game. Because it's like, you know, Tengu is mining out this base. This base he barely ended up getting up towards the end there. And in fact, there's even lings going down. So, like, maybe he even has to lift it. But I think he just has enough to finish Jaedong at this point. The battlecruisers coming in are a huge, huge problem. Jaedong is mining a lot of gas once again. So, you know, he's up to 3.5 gas from that 1.5 gas he was on before. But yeah, it looks like this should be just about it. The vessel's coming up for some irradiates as well. I heard another vessel die somewhere. And yeah, Tengu, I think at this point you just kind of group everything. You kill a base, and then you walk over, you kill another base. Just go around the map cleaning, because Jaedong isn't going to have the economy to be able to play any sort of like refugee style expanding around the map as you go around to eliminate everything. He's not going to be able to replace his drone counts, things like that. The 2 ultras come up here. They try to fight. But between the spells, the great upgrades here, not going to be much of a chance. Even a Dark Storm, but the Ultra has 5 health. Brings up another one with a little bit more, but Tengu just going to rotate towards Jaedong's main base. And the Lurker's still getting some value, but of course the battle cruisers in the sky going to be able to help out so much here. And Jaedong, despite finally having those bases, well, he's still holding on here somehow. I don't know how that is. And actually, he knocked out this bottom left. Hold on, Tengu is not mining. Tengu is not mining right now. There's no way he wins, though, right? I don't think so. I think his army still is too good. The Defiler comes in and gets picked off before casting his spells, unfortunately. The Ultras are actually cleaning this pretty darn well. If those two battlecruisers weren't there, maybe there was some way. Another Defiler going to get caught. Jaedong actually, he does GG. Almost the most insane comeback in the world there at the end, but that's going to be it. GG.
It's like Kaido, you know. You know he's a god, but you have to watch him win a couple of times to have your faith restored.
Oh, New York land
I've seen
wasn't enough
Tosis
for you.
win too many times against Zerg players, you know. So
He was really good at land.
All right, I'm here now. Sorry, I was taking care of something.
Apology accepted, but
nice.
try not to let it happen again, okay?
I'll try my best.
What do we think about this map for this matchup?
I think it's probably the most balanced CVP map made so far.
Really?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it still has like the cross position versus like close position problems in CVP, but the win
Like
rates
what?
are like very close to 50%. Like
Where
cross,
like yeah.
cross is like really favored versus Protoss, and then close are slight edge to Zerg.
How so?
You just can't break Protoss, and they get like a free third gas, and then mid game favors Protoss in this matchup. But like when it's closer, you have a lot of attacking opportunities that you wouldn't have otherwise if it was cross.
Okay. Hawk always has like some esoteric concepts, but that's why you gotta make him explain himself. You can't just accept his premises. Dude,
No, this happens sometimes where I'll be playing and then someone will just come in and be like, Hawk says this is a bad map for Zerg, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up, man. Hawk doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. What do you think about Tempest for TVZ, Hawk?
Okay, I thought it was supposed to be amazing for Zerg. The stats say it's really not bad for Terran because the drop threat is so hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the stats are actually not too bad. I thought it would be amazing for Zerg.
I think the map looks really good for Zerg, but I've practically speaking, I've seen Terran do okay on it enough times where I'm like, huh.
Because the natural choke is massive, and then like you can't stop drops, like because the main is so huge for drops.
I mean, it's still a Zerg favorite map though. Oh, look at this gas.
Oh,
Whoa, he got it.
What? That was
no, he
crazy.
didn't.
It's a fake, though. It's a fake.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it is fake. It was gate. Oh, yeah,
Should he start a Nexus in front of there and then cancel to lose a few more minerals here, or
That was definitely not worth it.
that was not worth it 100%?
That was the least worth thing I've ever seen my entire life.
That's not worth it, yeah.
You can only do it after the Nexus. It sucks because it delayed the Nexus.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, you should never delay the Nexus for that. That was, like, a huge mistake, actually.
He just wanted Stryker to be scared. That's the only moment in this game that Stryker is going to feel fear.
Yeah. We'll see. I think Jaeyoon always has a chance against Zerg, you know?
Yeah, he does pretty
well,
good.
Well, he's Protoss, so he has a chance against anyone.
Yeah, that's true. That's fucking true, isn't it?
Yeah. So what do you think about the game? So as Zerg, when you see that, like, I mean, when you're 12 hatching like this, I guess his play is always to go lair. But when do you decide, like, if you want to go 973 or lair in this position, for example?
You can do either. It's just a preference. You can always 973.
But
Cross
isn't
positions,
it
it is a little bit worse, like, no doubt. But you can still do it.
the crossbow Hawk?
Yeah, crossbond 973 isn't as good, but it's still fine.
But when you're like, I guess when your economy is really healthy like this, super early on, isn't it much easier to tech than usual?
Yeah, it is. It is. But you can't do anything with it. Like, no matter what you do, it's just really hard to do anything that stops Protoss from getting a third, which is like, really your whole goal.
In this situation, look, like, Core's already done, Stargate is halfway done, and there's no lair. Like, the lair's not even finished, so actually, it seems, I mean, Protoss's economy is a bit behind for sure, but yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, if you open Spire, you're supposed to hide Overlords for this very reason, in cross positions especially,
because their Sarah timing is so fast that if you just have like overlords randomly out on the map, they're all gonna get killed. And like it sounds gimmicky, I'm gonna hide my overlord somewhere random, but there's really not a good option for Protoss because they need to scout Zerg in case it's Hydra.
Yeah.
And just scout your gas timings. So
Oh.
hiding overlords is pretty much guaranteed that they won't get as many kills on them as they should.
This is a good move out timing too, actually, for Jayun. Because it covers, like, now he gets to even see some overlords, he gets to get some scouting, he sees link speed, obviously he thinks it's Lair probably, so... Oh, this is going to be a good trade too.
This is an alternative where Striker's going Lair into Hydra, so that's why he has his overlords grouped up. That's also fine to do.
Yeah, this Hydra is super fast, yeah.
Well, it's a little bit worse on economy, but it gets you into the game without any problems.
I mean, it's kind of a... It's pretty feels bad though, right? Because he... Like, when you go Lair and then you feel forced into Hydra, then how would he even identify that the Stargate is so much faster?
You just assume a lot of times across positions.
When
Really?
you say
So-
faster cross position, like how many seconds are we talking about?
Like 15, 20 maybe, but
Okay.
if you think about it in terms of like 15, 20 for 2 Sares out on the map, that's killing like 1 to 2 additional overlords. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, of course.
So is this standard actually? Like, you go Lair Hydra then?
You can if you just don't want to deal with like
Kaido, confirm or
fire
deny?
timing and
Is it
hiding
just-
overlords.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is it's a real build. It's just not as popular.
It's kind of like an outdated build.
This
Like,
is
it efficient,
the
it's
craziest
good,
series I've seen. The game state is like
It's
reset.
actually ahead, in my opinion.
9 hatchery,
I don't
and he
know, man.
held
He wasted
proxy
all those
2 gate.
zealots and they did
You
nothing.
can't kill
And now
this
They're not
motherfucker.
gonna have a good timing attack at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still might lose, but
look
he
at-
did
look
take
at-
3 bases immediately.
I saw
Six.
I saw
He went into the
Flash playing Protoss,
from, like, isn't
Uh,
Six Hatch kind of
and
no spires?
and he did like a version of what I've been
now, but
sort of pondering,
seems like such a
which is like you just go like really fast. So he went really fast Storm, okay, and then he also went Reaver, okay. But then he opened by just making 2 gateways and just just making a lot of stuff.
They can force 4 cannons, maybe kill the wall. But yeah, you can still do it like this.
I mean, he's not dead, right? So like he's playing the game, which is always a good option, but it just seems so
Against
weak.
Zerg,
Like,
obviously.
I guess
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention in the early game, but I'm not quite.
I think honestly, I think Reavers are the key against
Like,
against
is it just,
Zerg as
like, hold
Protoss.
12 hatch against gate first, and you know your opponent.
And the weird thing is, everybody knows it in the sense that they always say like, yeah, like at like 16 minutes or like super late game, you add the Reavers because you need them, right? But
Adding up 4 cannons.
the same argument applies
6 hatch. You can-
arguably more earlier. I mean, if you think the Reaver is strong at 20 minutes, I mean,
It's a TTL, so he doesn't have to cannon.
less counterable at 10 minutes.
I'm wondering if he's gonna cancel those.
And he's not upgrading +1 armor either.
Well, you know, it's the NA Pro League nerves. You know, games really matter.
They're both playing very safe.
You can't lose those airs.
I'm kind of liking Striker's position, honestly.
I think Striker is vastly ahead.
The problem is his nat saturation.
Why is he
it's just not-
vastly ahead? What do you see that makes you think he's vastly ahead? Like I like his spot too, but like I would never use the adjective vastly here.
Well, it's because like it's before 10 minutes and his supply is already ahead of Protoss because he lost
Oh,
so many
really?
zealots.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And like
okay.
before 10 minutes, if Zerg's already ahead of you in population, like it's pretty bad, honestly.
Sugo just has like.
yeah, but if you haven't hit all your
nightmares.
gateway ads, you know, a lot of times you're spending that extra money on your other shit, and then you're gonna hit your gateway ads, and it's not like Zerg's taken a 4th yet, right? Obviously, the supply thing can be a big deal, but like Jayun is like very steadily building up.
Mm.
The other thing is that if you don't force out multiple Sares,
Yeah.
you have a really big problem where Protoss is gonna have a ton of gas, and usually
Yeah.
when you do that Hydra open, you have compensation because you forced cannons, kill their wall. But in this case, Protoss still has their cannons, has their wall, is gonna have like a ton of gas mid game, so that could become an issue.
That's a good point. Like, Protoss is like super tight on gas in this matchup, so he didn't have to go +1s there. He didn't have to get more than 2. Means he'll have like a lot more goons and Templars in his mid game comp.
The fact that he has 4 Templars and banking 600 gas still, you know, that's scary.
Why isn't he getting goon range yet? Does he already have it? Did I miss that?
Oh, that's a JY classic. He just forgets.
Yeah. He doesn't need it.
Dude, what the fuck?
He's known for that.
Wait, he went actually really fast shuttle. And I think that has 2 DTs, 2 Templar in it.
I think Striker's expecting it.
This looks really bad for Protoss. I mean, he hasn't even started his 3rd.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't like this at all.
And he doesn't have an observer at all yet.
I don't understand why he's still making fucking zealots. This makes me sick when Protoss is complaining about this matchup and they're running around with fucking 30 zealots at 12 minutes. It's like, come on, man. Get some fucking Dragoons already.
Yeah, Striker's playing like really well. Yeah, this game's over. That shuttle did
Oh,
nothing.
man. I'll concede vastly now.
I told you, man. I told you. I
No,
just
dude.
know.
That's your
just know.
fucking I'm bad at PVZ bias right there. That now he's fucked.
Well, it was partially that too, but damn, Artosis is like a vulture. He's like, how dare you use the word vastly?
Absolutely.
Words matter, guys. Let's choose our words precisely, all right?
It's okay. I mean, I think Broodor needs more toxicity anyway. It's too.
I mean, I'm not implying that this is important for this game because, you know, the Protoss player does seem pretty behind and bad and stuff, but this kind of attack in general against Zerg at this late a time and into the future, I just don't like it. I think this might be a bit of a unpopular opinion or something, but I actually think you play you do those zealot move outs early on to force them to not just make drones and stuff, but once you are able to take once you are thinking of taking your 3rd base and that's all you're thinking about, please like find a way to get strong enough to move out and take a 3rd base. Once you're in that part of the game, you don't need to ever attack ever again. Like, it's your goal is to just repeat the process of like, can I just get one more base, one more base, one more base? Like, it's not to attack the Zerg because the Zerg is just faster than you, and they have Nidus Canal, which means they're even faster than they already are, specifically at defending their bases. So this will just always suck. It's just like a geometry thing. Like, you end up locking units in, and then the Zerg can just eat them alive by just seeing how many you brought and preparing a little bit more, and then they get a good engagement, and then they're ahead and so on. I actually believe in like a perma defense after 3rd base PVZ.
I'm doing my best. You guys need to help out.
We need to
scared
turn.
I'm scared of Artosis chat. It's the only thing just preventing me.
When are we gonna hook up TTS to the Discord?
Oh, I can play it through, but I pause it for these matches. We can do that some night if you guys want. We can fucking
Oh my god, that would be
have you all go
nightmare.
deaf. See how well you guys play during that shit. I'll 10-0 all of you.
I don't know how you play. Yeah, he actually doesn't have goon range, man.
Yeah, it's possible.
Really? He really forgot?
Yeah.
He hasn't even started it still. It's still not spinning. He's attacking with the Dragoons. He doesn't even know.
And then he also has like the Protoss habit of never looking at
Yeah. Refresh my cloaks.
finds out because he's not watching his army actually engage.
Honestly, Striker, like, he's always been really good, but in my opinion, when he plays matches and stuff, he used to have like a really big problem with nerves. But recently, it just seems like he's had a decent amount of experience in those situations that he's starting to just play his game, and his game's actually like really high level when he plays really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, his macros is wild too. So good.
Yeah,
He's
you
up
can
30
really,
supply, dude. 30 supply. Crazy.
Well, Jane definitely griefed this game uncontrollably, so it is...
He griefed this game uncontrollably? Are you a Fortnite player? What the fuck does that even mean?
Actually, I guess Kaido is the closest to a zoomer, but I have to bring that energy, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, JY, he was behind from the beginning, wasting those minerals on the pylons and the gas or whatever he was doing.
Yeah, that was just troll. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is he doing? I mean, whatever.
He's your pick, man. He's your pick.
I know.
Look, here, I think this is fine, though, because we're trading our third pick for your team captain. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Sure.
Whereas we're using our team captain to take out your second pick next. Perfect. Fucking perfect.
Interesting.
Yeah, it all really comes down to Raz. Can he do it?
Absolutely.
PPP, man. Wild, wild west.
Let's see. What map is that on? Invader. Perfect.
I think Striker is taking a page out of Hawk's book, though.
What's that? Never attack?
Yeah.
You can never lose if you never attack.
Actually.
I mean, he does have Hive and like triple Evo, so it's like, and like 50 hatcheries.
That's Hawk's investment strategy too. You're never down if you never sell.
There you go.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jane actually still doesn't have a goon range.
He's got to notice by now, no?
No. You see that? He doesn't.
He doesn't have it. Yeah. Wow.
Well, that allows him to get another High Templar, guys. What are you? A High Templar and a Zealot, same price.
Yeah, that's actually crucial at the 15.
And Dark Storm's out, so now he doesn't even need it because they don't even do anything anyways.
Oh, Dark Storm. Good Storm though. Oh.
Damn.
Well, he's taking good trades, so maybe Striker will like throw. But he'd have to throw like to like Pluto or something.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah. Cool.
Bye.
Yeah,
just
I
play
don't know.
too safe. You can't play safe versus Striker. You gotta greed a little.
Yeah, there it's over.
I don't get why he's faking it before putting his nexus down. Troll.
And then like 4 cannon versus 6 H, it's not gonna go well.
I don't think even if he had goon range, it would have made a difference this game though.
No, absolutely not. That was inconsequential. The game was over way before that. I mean, Zerg was like taking four bases, and Barlas didn't even start his third.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, like the supply was even super early into the game. There was really no chance for Protoss. Like once Hive kicks in with triple Evo and like all Ling upgrades, it's just so hard for Protoss to play. Like even if they're ahead, like it's just hard. So.
I find Striker to be one of those Zergs, and actually Hawk too, where like they make more drones than you really expect early. And if you don't know exactly how to punish that shit, it's really hard to play against, I think, in like the mid MMRs. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah, definitely.
It's one of those things where like you really have to, because every time I fucking play one of them, I'll like look at the replay, I'll be like, why does he have 45 drones right now? That doesn't even make sense. Like, you know, I'm not pressuring correctly in some way here. Where if they were playing a pro, they just get fucking smacked for it, you know?
It's really true. When I play them in PvZ, like they have 60 drones like
Yeah.
already. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, what
yeah.
the hell?
Because that's definitely what happened this game. There's no way that Striker should have had that much supplies so quickly, but Jaden didn't pressure correctly, I think.
No, like Jane's opening was just really bad.
Well,
It
he lost
wasn't,
5 Zealots too. Remember in the early, he lost like 5 Zealots.
Yeah,
They didn't
yeah.
do much. So then,
I mean, it was everything. Like, so the fake into Nexus was super questionable. Nexus timing super delayed, and then, I mean, Zerg even had that weird opening, like Lair 4 hatch Hydra Den, like into 6 hatch. His drone saturation was actually quite slow, but Protoss like was so far behind from the early game that Zerg had time to just, and like Hawk mentioned, he won like 4 cannon against 6 hatch, which you really don't need to. And he had full like vision of that. Like he had all his Corsairs there, so he should have known. And then he never took his third base and never made goons for like pressure. So it's, I don't think a striker doesn't really. A striker, honestly, he has like he's as good as like the top Korean amateurs, like in terms of his build orders. Like they're, I mean, he learns from, he was like getting coached by Yoon for a long time, and he like, you know, studies a lot. So actually, his builds are really on point. It's not really an area where he struggles, and. But Hawk's definitely like more of a mind game, like I'll make 50 drones here, flare.
Yeah, but Hawk's
actually,
on top of builds as well. Like whenever I hit a new build, Hawk is already doing it.
Hawk's more of a freestyler, I would say. Thoughts, Hawk?
Depends. I think the player is really good on freestyle. Otherwise, I'll just copy whatever I see from the creators.
Hawk, when's the last time you opened up a VOD?
No, I watch VODs every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see? He's a full-timer.
Right. Damn, I didn't know that. No, yeah, is he?
Yeah.
He's the one that flames full-timers the most.
Yeah, that's because he is a full-timer. That's when you really fucking know.
It's like you hate him because you are one?
Yes, exactly. You're embarrassed about being one?
He should be a commentator. One of those ones that never play the game, but they watch the game. They're real experts.
For sure they are. I love their insight.
Yeah. Dude, he still doesn't have range.
Maybe he thinks that allows them to hit shit under Darkstorm. Melee Dragoons.
Yeah, they're really...
They just have slightly longer range than a probe, right? So.
Yeah. True. Probes do have massive range.
That's crazy shit.
Did you see that whatever Heroes of Storm in Warcraft 3 got patched?
Yeah.
You think we're getting KSL soon?
No. No, never.
I don't know,
kidding me?
man.
God.
I think Microsoft loves Brood War.
Microsoft it'll get better under Microsoft for sure. They do really well by age. Like they really do. They fund shit all the time. If we can get a creator economy like what Age of Empires 2 has, it'll be huge. It'll be huge. Microsoft funds so much, like from content creators, not from big tournaments, but like if you're just like a guy with a YouTube channel, it'd be like, yeah, here's like a ton of money for a tournament.
Damn, is that so?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Age of Empires like so much easier to monetize. They can like convince, you know, their cronies to like, oh yeah, we can just make money, print money with these civs and stuff. What if they start patching Brood War?
Well, no, I'm talking Age 2 though.
I know H2, but like H2, for example, they added, I mean, they power crept a lot of the game too.
Yeah.
Like it's completely different game. Also, like adding, well, not saying it wasn't a positive thing, but for example, like adding all the quality of life improvements definitely made the game more accessible and like playable, but it's a completely different game than when it was like, you know, in 2012 or whatever, when they didn't even have like HD. So I wonder if like, I feel like a Doomsday Scenario. Imagine if like they started supporting Brood War, but then they started just like patching like small things here and there.
Oh man, that I don't really want any patches. I don't want them to fuck it up.
I know, right?
Yeah, even as a Terran player, I don't want any fucking patches. Just leave it.
I'm okay with them patching mirror matchups.
Oh yeah, that would be fine because that doesn't actually affect balance. You know, like give spores plus biological attack or some shit.
Yeah, just something so it doesn't become like muted.
Yeah. Shit like that would be great.
Damn. All right.
I've been wanting to like hold some show matches where it's like you can't build mutas in ZVZ and just see what that looks like in like a best of 7. That'd be sick.
They've done that in the Korean scene. It was really popular. They had like a no Zergling one, which also went to Hydras. Surprisingly, if you don't have Zerglings, people don't go Muta. Like it's actually fine to open Hydras.
That's cool. Good. Yeah, I could see like maybe you could do like a no Reaver or a no Dragoon for PvP and then like a no Siege Tank for TVT. But I was like, if you go no Siege Tank TVT, I think you also have to say no bunker before like 5 minutes or something like that, because I feel like you would just bunker the bottom of your opponent's ramp and that's it. The game's over.
One of the issues on TVT is it'd be cool to see bio, but literally every unit from the factory just demolishes Marines.
Dude, everything in the game demolishes Marines. It's so crazy. They're such a bad unit.
Yeah, except the worst race Zerg. They struggle against it.
Yeah, Zerg looks pretty bad from this game I'm watching. GG.
6, but I got it like 4-1.
So one mistake that I made was like, oops. Now one mistake I made was like, I should have made the, well, it didn't matter in the end, but I should have made the forge like inside instead of the cyber core. But I don't know, whatever.
Wait, why?
Well, generally speaking, you want the forge inside your base so it can't get sniped.
We started, yeah.
But yeah. No, I think I was just a little bit.
It didn't have an effect on that.
No, yeah. In the game, it didn't matter, but it sort of like ruined my mojo a little bit, or I was like, oh shoot, because I felt like I was in a good spot, like I mean, early game.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely got some advantage from the fake cannon rush.
Although I feel like my zealots weren't that good though, right?
I thought you would pull them back, but when you came like basically all the way to my third, that's when I made lings, extra lings.
Around 85 supply, you guys were even on supply, and everyone was saying that they felt like Striker was ahead basically from the get-go. No one liked the 3-building fake cannon, and I'm just speaking the truth of what people were saying, and they thought that you threw away the first sellouts. You know? Dude, I'm so used to people not knowing anything and running their mouths. So used to it. I totally feel
But by 9 minutes though, Striker did have more supply though.
No. So the reason for that was because I went fast robo. So fast robo completely shoots your macro.
It's a good thing I anticipated that, because I was like, I've lost so many games like that opening with Spiralist.
So that opener is really good on maps like Vermeer because you could sneak that shuttle.
Oh my god, Gypsies. Wow.
14cc? Hell yeah.
Dude, of course, Hawk never goes pool first. Yeah. Perfect build. None of you guys actually go pool first. You are all so confident.
Right? Yeah, Kaido never goes pool first.
Yeah, Kaido, yeah.
Right?
No, I'm going to go 2cc before fucking racks.
Yeah, you can go 14cc and then 19cc.
Yeah. That's after 2 depots, by the way, yeah.
Okay, I was trolling yesterday on some Hobbs games, and I want to get your opinion, Artosis.
Yeah.
So TVP on bottom left on Polypoid. If you make, okay, this is an innovative build, all right?
Okay.
I made a 12cc on the ramp, and then I walled with the barracks. So I made 12cc, 12 barracks, 12 refinery.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I just felt like a god, because as long as they don't pylon search you or rush you.
Yeah.
But
as long as you get lucky, you're in good shape. Yeah, Royal does that sometimes actually. When there's really clever walled positions, sometimes he'll go command center first against Protoss. You can in those spots,
Yeah.
but honestly, I don't like those spots at all. Like Protoss can so quickly force you to do things like go siege, and it's like, fuck. It doesn't feel good.
Sure.
I don't think those builds have too much flexibility.
Yeah, they probably don't.
But yeah, it's definitely a thing. But just super not popular. If they were to scout you first with probe, like pylon scout or some shit, oh man, you're wrecked.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is... So Hawk skiplings, and he also put down his third 2.5 hatch really early, so it's a reasonable response. Terran's also not going to Academy, so that means Hawk can just drone, keep droning. So... Yeah, I feel like at least this gives Hawk some options here.
Yeah, because he got the first scout, right? So.
Yeah. I mean, he's greeting well against it, but obviously Gypsy's build is killer. Look at this. He's, dude, he's got +1 going. His academy, look at when his academy's finishing here. 418, 420, something like that. It's finishing. It's Command Center first is so good. It's so good. My God.
Yeah, I might even try to do a fake move out. Okay, no, he's not making it.
I mean, normally, yeah, Academy, what does Academy normally finish? Like 20 seconds later than that. It's so funny. Like, and that's with an Academy rush. And this is like a +1. It's so crazy how good Command Center first is if you get away with it. With a wall like this, oh my God. Gypsy's in such good shape.
Can't you go like 5 barracks too instead of 4?
Yeah, he could go 5 if he wants. I don't think he will, but he could.
Yeah, I've seen it, man. It's crazy because then it's basically like you're playing 3 hatch.
Yeah. No, oh, it looks like he is. Yeah, he's going 5.
Yeah, because it's like you almost can't do anything as Zerg, right?
Well, yeah, but if, you know, obviously if you go 5 racks here, if you fuck up, like if Hawk gets some really good mutas and shit, like I could see that, you know, the very late factory screwing you up. Because that's the only thing that can go wrong really with any big +1 play is if your factory is too late. It sucks.
He's doing the 8 muta build, so this is gonna be... He needs to 9 mutas. So I think he can actually do a lot of damage here, actually.
Yeah.
He got supply block, 50.
Yeah, he did get a little supply block there. And, like, I mean, you need to pressure immediately with your Marines. Because you can't overbuild turrets with this. You can't have many turrets.
He's not building Marines! Oh, okay,
It's because he got that massive 44, man.
All
That's...
right.
44 supply
it's
block
all
is
here.
Terran fucking wrecked.
This window will determine Hawk's fate.
Yeah.
Hawk sucks at micro.
Dude, there's only
See,
2
maybe
turrets
like-
on the main. He could actually like go in hard here with like 9 mutas.
Will he though?
And even the
He
Nat, like the bottom
Oh!
left, is really good to harass the Nat here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this might be really bad. Well, he's Gypsy's making 2 turrets at least on the
He
bottom.
needs to go. He needs to go.
Oh, I think
Take it out. Take it out.
Gypsy's fine. He's
Take it
fine
out.
here.
Take
He's
out the
fine.
turrets, man.
He has 4
2,
turrets.
The double turret ad
3,
is fucking excellent.
4, 5. No! Oh, he's gonna counter. He's gonna counter.
Sunk. Yes. That's right. Sunk.
Damn
Yo,
it.
go to the Nat, Hawk. Come on.
And look, no,
The
he's
Nat-
stimming
Nat
across.
is weak. The Nat is weak. The Nat is weak.
Doesn't
Take
matter,
out the
just
turrets. Hit out the
Die!
turrets.
Die!
Oh, this is bad.
Stim in
for-
there! Go, go,
Oh,
go!
shit.
Go!
Oh.
He's got to stim again.
Wait.
Come on,
He doesn't
ample
have to.
Terran.
He
Go!
doesn't have to bust here.
Go! Never mind.
No, no,
I
he
guess
doesn't have
it's
to bust.
hard.
No, but this isn't great for Hawk because he shouldn't stay home. That's like that kind of negates the build. Like, he should have stayed
got
with his
scared.
mutas.
Yeah, if he stayed with his
Read
muta,
it.
see, he would. This was fear, is what we just witnessed here. Fear is the mind killer. Like that's too bad because if he stays and harasses that whole time, and just says "fuck it, my sunks will be fine." Like I think he already had
Oh,
me
the
calling
Nat
the game
is
for
like,
him.
it's so abusable here. Like the Nat is like so abusable.
We're gonna get find the third base too.
Oh shit.
GG.
Hawk needs to do a lot more damage.
Hydrogen just start.
Actually, like if he took 5, I think that would have been pretty sneaky. I don't
Yeah.
think Gypsy would've
5?
gone for
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Actually,
then you can
5 would
defend
be
it
all
really
right.
easily.
I actually don't mind
Yeah,
that
those are
that
close.
call. 5 is good.
Take out the medics. Oh, Gypsy knows. Ugh.
Don't worry, they might
Not
just
a good
walk away
situation.
from that bio pretty soon here.
No, they look like they're pretty disciplined, man. I feel like
Oh,
it's
the
just
Muta
grooming.
in the middle. The Muta in the middle.
What?
Get owned, bro.
Oh,
It's a scout mutant. Now he knows there's reinforcements.
Oh.
Slapped. Slapped.
2 meters.
Yeah, it's
Three meters.
this group is gonna combine. It's gonna
4
be
meters.
awesome.
Oh my god.
Okay, Hawk is
Get
fucked. he is in so much trouble.
Oh
GG.
man. He had a good window. He had a decent window when he was sunking up, but he turned
Yeah,
around.
yeah. If he stays there, he kills so much, it's insane. And then he can probably like back up and kill the army on the map. He just like he was hemming and hawing so much with the mutas in the middle.
3 meters now.
Damn.
You know, the funniest thing is when Hawk loses, he gives the other player advice. But we gotta give him we gotta preempt it. You gotta give him advice the second he gets in, okay? Don't.
Oh, dude,
don't
imagine
let
if
him...
Hawk did this like with the sunks going up, man.
Dude, I see
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, there was like no marines at home and stuff. It
Yeah,
would have
there
been
were no
amazing.
Marines.
He could have camped the Raxes. He could have hit the natural. He could have just worked on the
Yeah.
depots in the bottom left. That's kind of the weakest. But like, literally anything that but flying back and forth like 3 times. He just like increased his carbon footprint, and that was it.
I feel like it's hard to know exactly what the Terran army is, though, right? Like he didn't know exactly how far it was, or did he?
No, you have that timing in your head.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess.
if you start the Sunkens as he leaves the natural, or like if you start the creeps exactly as he leaves, they're ready in time.
But do you always know where the Marines are, though?
Yeah, I mean, don't you have that timer in your head where you know where the units are when you see them leave?
I think he had a Ling in front anyway. But yeah, I mean, look at the damage he's doing now.
Wait,
like-
what's he doing? Why is he going in there? 5 Sunkens? Can you break
Yeah,
this?
no,
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
of
wait.
course he'll break that, yeah.
Oh my god. No, he has units though. Only 3
What is
medics.
he doing?
Only 3 medics.
What about those other 2 medics?
Okay, there's
Oh my
5.
god.
Damn,
Terran
man.
is pretty rigged. What is this?
Focus
How
fire,
do you
focus
plus 5 Sunkens? You guys
I thought-
seen this?
If there was only 3 medics, I think it would have been fine. But there were 5.
How come Artosis' Marines don't do this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's because my medics walk off.
Damn. Ugh, feel bad for Hawk.
But you know, like, Gypsy lost like 12 SCVs. I mean, not that it matters, but like, Hawk killed a lot at home.
This,
I
yeah,
mean-
look at this supply. The supply is kind of hilarious for 11 minutes, 66 against 51.
Yeah, these
doing
are
so
not
much
even-
damage to each other. It's kind of dumb.
Not that good games to watch, honestly.
I mean, the vessels are gonna be out
Gypsy, I
soon.
think.
In any case,
it's hard for
that's the end of the chill
this
fleet.
game.
It got pretty boring towards the last half hour,
Speed. Oh, that's why they sucked.
I will admit. But
Like, he has to save this.
it would be less boring if I had like 5 people doing it and like 10 accounts, because then we would have caught something and then we would have killed some. That would have provided the
Control's fine.
entertainment.
Lost too many meters there.
Yeah, this is super
Yeah.
rough. Well, yeah. I mean, Gypsy will just rally in now and make 4 vessels
Yeah.
into 2 dropship type of thing, and what are you going to do? He can't cover everything.
But yeah, we've once again learned that we just need more people. The lesson.
Can you drop now instead of vessels? Is that the best? Is that the better choice?
What?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I think he's really ahead
Like
right
using
now.
dropships instead of vessels.
Oh, well, I mean, you go like 2 or 4 vessels into dropships here, I think. Like, it
Oh,
doesn't,
really?
it makes almost no sense to go like dropships first. That's like
Yeah, why? I mean, I feel like you should
keep the
just
vessel
go,
pressure, because as soon as
vessels.
you start irradiating, it's harder for them to keep track of shit anyways. And then you do the dropships and you're good.
Probably just autopilot home.
This is GG,
Yeah.
right? Because it's only there's no lurkers.
Yeah, no,
there's
you
no
can't. 1-1. It's over.
See ya.
Oh,
Really good.
beat us.
Damn.
Dude, I can't wait for Kaido versus Artosis though, man.
Oh, let's
Dude, that's
do
the
it,
real
baby.
match.
No, our Artosis is really good, man. It's actually
Damn.
I think
Kaido with that mental warfare, just
Kaido,
buttering
he
him
already
up.
said he's only 20% to beat me. That's crazy.
I'm just gonna 9-pull. And all that.
Oh, the mind games.
The mind game of Kaido is that he's actually serious, but you don't take him seriously.
That is true, actually. You never know with him, man.
He might do all right. I haven't played TVZ much in the last few weeks. I've only been playing TVP. Trying to prep for Thailand, man, and I definitely am not going to practice for Julia.
Wait, there's no other Zergs?
Yeah, only him.
Oh, does Hawk does
Literally?
Literally only him.
Oh my god.
Many Zergs are just
What? I didn't realize Kalidosis was also the guy I killed the first time. I've killed him like I think twice or something.
No,
But
maps suck, but it's a
apparently I
fucking
killed him
tournament in Thailand that
many
you-
days
I
ago
mean,
also.
There's like 3.
Oh my god, dude,
or
that
4
that guy
USA
is
players that
just
could have made it. The people who qualified
by
it's
far
like
the
2
easiest
players.
person to kill in that region.
More like 10.
You guys
10
should have played. Should have played. I'm gonna be sitting at a fucking pool in Thailand at a resort, getting ready to play Julia and TVZs. You kidding me, man? Damn, my life is great.
Wait, so is it did you like qualify for like
No,
the,
no.
flights? Oh.
No, I don't got time for that shit.
You can just go. You can just show up and play, right?
Yeah.
Is that the thing?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just showing up to play. Someone's got to stop DeWalt in his reign of terror, you know?
Yeah, is that gonna be you?
Of course, that's why I'm playing TVP. You think I'm going there to lose, JN? What?
I don't know, man. You've been letting me get in all those carriers lately.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, Artosa's been training with the best, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna be ready.
Because that's that stupid Paradiso map that, I mean, like, it's fun, but it's just so big that,
It's
like,
so big, yeah.
you can't really end Terran that fast, unless it's, like, really soon.
You wait till you see JN. Next time you're not, I don't know, at a dentist appointment, LOL, does that mean you're playing with Koa? I don't know. But next time you actually play me, you're going to see the improvements. You're going to be...
Are you? Is it, though?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I just make a bunch of carriers and I win.
I want to see it.
We might see it today during the Winners League.
Yeah, maybe.
We're
Looking
on the same
forward.
team.
Oh, shit.
Well, we gotta see Sugo.
Alright, that's the end of this. Now I gotta go send some more spam emails. Find some people. Just got a solo kill, but they're not in the Imperium because I'm not allowed to spam those guys. Yeah, these are the lucky 18. Unless they're in the Imperium. It's 13. I thought it was 18. I thought it was 18 listings on the screen.